Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 10 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 10 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find the list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter right triangles. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is right triangles. Running from the top of a flagpole to a hook in the ground, there is a rope that is 45 feet long. If the hook is 36 feet from the base of the flagpole, how tall is the flagpole? So that is a right angle triangle. We need to find the value of A. So we know that the Pythagorean theorem is C square equals A square plus B square. C is the hypotenuse. So just put up the values, that is A square plus 36 square equals 45. So that is A equals 27. Let's just start with the test questions. You can have a look on the tutorial by yourself later today. For a train station, one train heads north and the another heads east. Sometime later, the northbound train has traveled 15 miles and the eastbound had traveled 20 miles. How far apart are these two triangles? One 15 miles and 20 miles. You have to calculate how far apart they are. So you have to evaluate C square equals A square plus B square. 20 squares plus 15 square, right? 20 square is 400 and 15 square is 225. So 400 plus 225 is 625. So you have to evaluate square root 625, that is 25. So that means the distance between the two trains is 25. Option number 2 is the correct option. A hummingbird's nest is 12 feet high in a tree and a flower on the ground is 35 feet away from the base of the tree. How far the hummingbird need to fly to get from its nest to the flower? So the nest is 12 feet high. The flower in the ground is 35 feet away from the base of the tree. How far will the hummingbird need to fly to get the nest to the flower? You need to calculate the C. That is C square equals A square plus B square. You have 12 square and plus 35 square. 12 square is 144. 35 square is 1225. So 1225 plus 144, that is 1369. So I think 1369 square root is 37. Yes, that is 67. So that means the hummingbird need to fly 37 feet. The correct option is 37. Got it? Two boats leave the same marina. One head north and the other head east. After some time, the neighbor northbound boat has traveled 21 kilometers and the eastbound boat has traveled 72 kilometers. How far apart the two boats? So, which is the correct option? So, we need to calculate the C, that is 75. So, the correct option is 75. Okay, so you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Converse of Pythagorean theorem. A triangle has sides with length of 8 millimeters, and 13 millimeters. Is it a right triangle? So basically, you have to see if a square plus b square equal to c square. If that is equal, then the measurements given are of right triangle. Otherwise, that is not a right triangle. So c is always the greatest side length, so that is 13. 8 square plus 8 square equals 13 square. So 64 plus 64 is 128. 128 is not equal to 169, right? So it is not a right triangle. A triangle has a sides with a length 12 centimeter, 16 centimeter, and 20 centimeter. Is it a right triangle? So C is 20. I think yes, it is. See, both sides are exactly equal. That means the given triangle is a right triangle. Got it? The correct option is yes. A triangle has side lengths of 7 miles, 14 miles, and 17 miles. Is it a right triangle? So 7 square plus 14 square equals 17 square. 49 196, and 17 is I think 289. And they both are not equal, so that means that isn't a right triangle. The correct option is no, that is not a right triangle. A triangle has side length. A triangle has sides with a length of 12 meter, 17 meter, and 20 meter. Is it a right triangle? That is 12 square equals 20 square. 12 square is 144. 17 square is 289. 20 square is 400. So they are no, they are not equal. The correct option is no. That is not a right triangle. The correct option is no. A triangle has a side length of 9 inches, 12 inches, and 15 inches. Is it a right triangle? So that is 9 square plus 12 square equals 15 square. 9 square is 81. So see, both sides are exactly equal. So that is a right triangle. The correct option is yes, that is a right triangle. The correct option is yes. A triangle has sides length with 4 centimeter, 14 centimeter, and 16 centimeter. So is it a right triangle? I think no. No, they are not equal. The correct option is no. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is Pythagorean Inequality theorems. Let's just start with the lesson. The sides of a triangle have length 3, 6, and 7. What kind of triangle is it? So you have to evaluate a square plus b square, and you have to see if the sum of a square and b square is greater than c square. If that is greater than c square, that is the acute triangle. And if the sum of a square and b square is less than c square, then that is the obtuse triangle. So you can see for the given side lengths, a square plus b square is 9 plus 36, that is 45, and 45 is less than 49, so that is the obtuse triangle. Let's just start with the test question. The side length of a triangle is 6, 8, and 10. What kind of triangle is it? 6 square plus 8 square, you have to compare it to 10 square. That is 36 plus 64, 100. 6 and 4, 10. So both sides are exactly equal. When both sides are exactly equal, then that is obviously right triangle. The correct option is right triangle it is. The right sides of a triangle have length 2, 10, and 10. What kind of triangle is it? That is 2 square plus 10 square equals 10 square. That is 4 plus 100. Sorry, you don't have to put equal sign, you have to compare them. So 104 is greater than 100. So if the sum of a square and b square is greater than c square, then that is the acute triangle. Option number 2 is the correct option. The sides of a triangle have length 2, 5, and 6. What kind of triangle is it? So you need to evaluate 2 square plus 5 square, and you need to compare it to 6 square. That is 4 plus 25. It is 29 is less than 36. So if it is less than 36, that is the The correct option is obtuse triangle. It is option number 3 is the correct option. The sides of a triangle have the length 3, 4, and 5. What kind of triangle is it? That is 3 square plus 4 square. You have to compare it to 5 square. 9 plus 16, 25. That is 9 plus 16 is 25, and 25 is equal to 25. So then that would be that is the right triangle. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is special right triangles. Let's just start with the lesson. Find the C. Use the length of the shorter leg to find the length of the leg. Write an equation and solve. Longer length equals square root 3 times the shorter length. So square root 3 times the shorter leg is 6. So square root 3 times 6 is 6 square root 3. So that is 6 square root 3. These are the special triangles. Just look at their angle. Here you have 60-30 triangle. That is 45-45 triangle, and this is also 45-45 triangle. So if you have the 40 given triangle 45, you have to calculate the square root 2 times the leg. Hypotenuse equals square root 2 times the leg. And if that is the 60-60 triangle, the longer length equals square root 3 times the shorter leg. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, you need to calculate you have to find Q, right? You The longer length is square root 3 times the shorter leg. So that is 10 square root 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. That would be 10 square root 3. Find P. So which is the correct option? When you have to calculate the hypotenuse, you have to multiply square root 2 times leg, right? Now you have to calculate the hypotenuse equals square root 2 times leg. You need to calculate the leg, so that would be hypotenuse divided by square root 2. So hypotenuse is 5 square root 2. 5 square root 2 divided by square root 2 is square root 2 and square root 2 cancel out. You are left with just 5. So the correct option is 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 5. Option 2 is the correct option. Find W. So which is the correct option? You have to calculate a longer length. So for the longer length, you have to multiply square root 3 times the shorter. That is 3 times square root 3. Option number 2 is the 3 square root 2. You have to calculate square root 2 times the leg because you need to calculate the hypotenuse. So that is 3 square root 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. Find W. You have to calculate the shorter leg length. So that is the longer length divided by square root 3. So the correct option is option number 1. Find G. So which is the correct option? You need to calculate the hypotenuse, right? That is 60-30 triangle. You have to do 5 times 2, that is 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. Find W, which is the correct option. You need to calculate the shorter leg. So you have to divide it by the 2. 3 it is. The correct option is 3. Find C, which is the correct option. That is 6 square root 3. The correct option is 6 square root 3. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 10 math. The chapter we were working on is right triangles. The lessons we have covered today are right triangles, converse of Pythagorean theorem, Pythagorean inequality theorems, and special right triangles. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write down the questions. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.